Howdy Nerdigans, this is the one and only Packer Girl 89 of Nerdigans Inc. And today's Manga Nerdigan live reaction video is going to be for Magical Girl and Narco Wars Chapter 2. But before I get into this recap and live reaction, we are at war with YouTube's algorithm, and it is slowly but surely killing my channel. And in order to defeat this algorithmic beast, we need you to please hit that like, share, and subscribe buttons. And because, of course, this channel, let alone this video, are not sponsored. And we ain't sponsored by Shueisha, and we ain't sponsored by Manga Plus. So considering how much we promote Manga Plus on this channel, it's kind of surprising, right? But if you love what we're doing and want to help keep me, my adorable well puppy kitty who's somewhere around here, I'm hopefully being a good kitty, and this operation, well, literally alive and kicking, so we can keep bringing you more anime and manga content, whether it be news, analysis, or live reactions like this one. Feel free to hit up our Cash App, PayPal, and Coffee. Links are in the description box below, as well as the link to our Patreon where we are doing our anime live reaction content, because unlike YouTube, where we constantly have to worry about getting a copyright strike for showing anything on the screen, well, Patreon, we don't have to worry about that. So we can have our full setup of the anime and manga side by side and have the audio to boot, which is not only great for busting a botch localization or two, but it's great for when we cover anime original content like, say, Dragon Ball Daima, which we cover in both the sub and the dub. And the more views and subscribers we get on Patreon, the more anime we'll cover. And hell, if you're a $10 patron, you get to choose the series we cover as well. And there's a stacked spring anime season in full swing, in which we're covering Vigilante Boku no Hero Academia Legals today. Friday, we're covering Fire Force Season 3, and this week is the series finale for the English dub of Dragon Ball Daima, which I can't wait to cover because we got something special planned. And then on Sunday, we are covering Witch Watch, and I don't know, depending on views, we might just drop Ranger Reject Season 2, because, man, that series is just frustrating me. And there's even more on the way, so please check out our Patreon. The link is in the description box below. So, man, what can I say? I am really, really loving this series, because there's a lot of potential for this to be, like, an original take, a new take on the magical girl genre, because it is very much giving like a mixture of like Black Lagoon, Maho Shoujo Site, and Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. And I did tweet with the mangaka Meiji Meru sensei, who was really, 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 really sweet. And I showed it on my weekly live stream this past Thursday, and they said they're going to do what they can to like really meet, you know, our expectations, or like just in general readers' expectations. So I can't wait to see what we're going to be getting today. So without further ado, let's get to it. Okay, I'm very confused. Why aren't the eyes colored? Why? You have like words colored, but not the eyes? That was just a choice. Anyways, madness lurking within the sweetness, and this chapter is titled Witchcraft. Well, that was a disaster, Susui. To think that idiot Kashiwagi was in cahoots with the NCD to plot the Jinsei clan's destruction. Now, the thing that's great that I really do love about this as well, and this is why, you know, the Black Lagoon realness of it all, is you have like some cartel realness happening here. You also have like a little bit of government corruption happening too because of the drugs. It's kind of given like some 70s tease in terms of like American Gangster, like that kind of shit. And I love it. At any rate, good job setting things straight. I'll be taking you under my wing to make things right. I appreciate it, sir. Let's do away with the formalities. God, this art is great. Show me your sincerity instead by doing your job and doing it well. I have high hopes for you, Susui. What the hell is going on? I'm the undercover NCD agent. How does nobody know that? Why am I being welcomed into the, Akianagi family? Thanks to the NCD chief, Yajima being a traitor, Kashiwagi knew who I really was from the start. That was the whole reason for that huge killing spree back there. So how is it possible that this info never reached the higher-ups? That's because Kashiwagi-san was purposefully gatekeeping that information. He wanted to take the credit all for himself. No surprise there. Whoa! What doing here? Are you out of your goddamn mind? Well, she's a magical girl. How scary. You mustn't glare at me like that. Hey, don't forget to smile. Something wrong? No, I was just feeling a little overcome. I, Akira Susui, hereby pledge myself. I swear my loyalty to the Akianagi family. From here on, I am in your care. How come nobody else seems to notice that brat Riri Hoshino but me? It's called using a magic stick. And this is why I say it's kind of giving a little Mahou Shoujo site in a way, because we saw this in Mahou Shoujo site. Whatever, screw it, I'll tear her head off later. I don't get why you're so upset. You took out the narc who killed the Fuyaguri family head Kashiwagi and his men, captured the chief, Yajima, and even moved up from 5th tier to 3rd as a result. Everything's going well, isn't it? No, it doesn't make any sense. Why isn't Yajima ratting me out? Well, before turning him over to the family, I infused a tune of magic into him. It's the same as if he'd overdosed on highly concentrated candy. There's no way a coherent word is ever coming out of his mouth again, dude. I love this art. Now here is where I'm like, yeah, this is giving like a little bit of Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka a little bit, because we saw some the Magical Girls there. We're doing a lot of torture up in there. Yeah, I know Mahou Shoujo site there was torture there as well, but ooh, the torture up in there. Woo! That was torture. Seriously, what the hell is the deal with this girl? Not to mention, Akianagi-san, who scouted you, may be the head of a 3rd tier subsidiary family on the surface, but there are rumors that he's also the leader of a private army secretly organized by the chairman himself. If you can earn his trust, we may be able to get closer to Candy's manufacturer. I'm trying to think how I feel about this panel here. Ichimaro Sensei, I gotta tell you, I like the guns that we have here on the bottom portion of this. Bottom right. My issue is, I feel like because it's like empty in the top left, or I should say the left side of the panel, it really feels like, at least in my opinion, it's incomplete and that's unfinished. I feel like, if anything, like having the gradation carry over to the opposites, to like, or I should say throughout the whole panel, I think that would have really helped. Either that or not have the gradation, but like have like the candy on the other side of the panel. I think that would have really helped. Like have like a transition of the guns and have it go to the candy. I think that would have been badass and it wouldn't feel so empty. At least that's my opinion. Yes, you've got a point. Candy, and then, oh god, that would have worked out so perfectly. And you could have had the candy like transition from like the panel into the top panel into this next panel. Yeah, that would have worked. Candy is a simple sugar confectionery, yet also the worst narcotic in the history of all mankind. And hunting down the people who know how to make it is the goal of this brat Riri Hoshino and I have in common. So, Magical Girls. Was it Magical Girls, was it? Both you and whoever it is that's making candy. What kind of mystical being is that? You mean like the shit from Sunday morning cartoons? I see. Allow me to explain as thanks for buying me breakfast. Oh, so here we go. So let's get to this series definition of Magical Girls. Magical Girls are the saviors of this planet, so to speak. Girls were gathered from all over the world by our master from another planet. Oh my god, this is Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. Because they were, these, the thing that gathered them were, the things that gathered them were cute little plushies too. Oh my god, that's what this is. Anyways, girls were gathered from all over the world by our master from another planet to fight day in and day out against monsters that fed on the planet's energy. It was an epic battle, and many of our friends were sacrificed along the way. Did you know if we hadn't eradicated the monsters, the Earth would have exploded 10 years ago? Crazy, right? You should be thankful, Susui-san. Yeah, this is definitely, like, this shit right here. This is something straight out of Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. Oh, for sure. This is very, very similar to that. I'm not saying, like, exactly identical. No. And this was probably a happy accident. Let's be freaking real. But this is very, very similar to it. You want that's why I've been saying that this is very Black Lagoon meets Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. I knew it. You want me to find a good mental institution or what? You want me to find you a good mental institution or what? Hey, you don't believe me, do you? Who the hell would? Monsters and magical girls and the Earth exploding my ass. You're so stubborn. Just accept it already. And also that panel about where he says you want me to find you a good you want me to find you a good mental institution or what? Yeah, that's going to be used a lot on Twitter. I'm telling you right now that will. But anyways, hey, you don't believe me, do you? Who the hell would? Monsters and magical girls and the Earth exploding my ass. You're so stubborn. Just accept it already. Why would someone who supposedly saved the Earth be making drugs anyway? There are way too many holes in your premise. That one's a little complicated to explain. Oh, come on! I mean, in the first place, if you fought 10 years ago, how come you're still just a girl, huh? Well, magical... Woo! Now this is an interesting twist. Magical girls don't age. Forget it. Huh? Are you angry? But all I did was tell you the truth. I don't get it. This is very, very different than what we've seen, like say in Maho Shoujo site or Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. That was not in there. So this is a nice little twist. I want to drop kick this little twerp so bad. I do not blame him. I would want to do it too. But she does have some kind of weird power. I mean, how am I even in one piece right now? First things first, let's just deal with work. I gotta go... wait. Something that I'm very curious about, though, is that obviously they're not immortal. So they can die. But is there a way to, like... I wonder if the candy... Well, the candy is the magical girl... That's gotta be part of the magical girl's power. I think that's what she said last chapter, but we'll have to wait and see with that. I gotta go jump those dealers over there. The NCD is pretty scary these days, huh? No, idiot. This is for the Yakuza. I have to dispose of the 2-bit thugs treading on Akiyanagi family turf. This is how those shitheads pull customers online these days. Obviously without going through the family first. So you set up a deal posing as a customer? How clever. This is nothing. I gotta crush every goddamn dealer out there. Oh, so... Hey. Mutual interest, I guess. Oh, glad to hear it. Let's do it then. Huh? Hold up. Goddamn brat. Woo! Who's this chick? Huh? What chick? You... The hell do you think you're doing, huh? Hang on, ain't no way that was me. I fucked this up. Sorry. Hang on, ain't no way that was me. You're the only one here, asshole. Hey, listen. To what people are you listen, to what people are you saying to you, damn it? Ooh, whoa. What the hell? He threw him with one... Wait. Why can't I talk this morning? I'm so sorry. What the hell? He threw him with one hand? Okay, but before that girl, she just suddenly came up and threw her drink. Huh? Like I said, what girl? No one's there, man. Are you stupid? She's literally right there. There's no one there, asshole. You're too high, you damn junkie. Huh? Can only the dude with the dreads see Hoshina? Come to think of it, it was the same when she threw water on them. Damn it, I have no idea what's going on. Ooh, don't let your guard down, dumbass. Seriously, don't do that. Now's not the time for this. Do you even know who you're messing with? Same to you. Do you not know who I am? You must have been hiding to watch how things went. Ha, I've worked pretty hard to get where I am now and thoroughly beaten down. and thoroughly beaten down anyone and everyone who dared underestimate me, so that they never opposed me again. So you know, that hurts my feelings. I'm so hurt that it makes me want to destroy everything in sight. Dude, this pill is fire! I am feeling the Kengan realness from this. Yes, I can feel it. That's what these designs give! It took me a second, but yeah! My fellow Kengan readers, are you guys seeing the Kengan-ness of it all here? Obviously, it's not as good as Daromion's art. And I would say this is more, I'm not saying even Kengan Omega either. This is more Kengan Asura than Kengan Omega. What the heck are you mumbling about? Woo! Unconscious already? Wimp. Well, whatever. There's still 2 left to play with. Huh? I use my rewind magic. As long as I'm nearby, you're invincible, Susui-san. You little... Don't fucking mess with my body! Oh, I remember now. He's Susui from the Fuyaguri family. You mean the guy that you say used to rule the slums of South America? That's the one. I heard he's the legitimate successor of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What? You 2 quit spraying bullshit rumors about me! Ah! It's comical how strong you are. Well, I wouldn't team up with you if you weren't. Shut up and tell me, how come not everyone could see you? Do you remember, Susui-san? The incident from 10 years ago in which several skyscrapers in Shinjuku snapped at their very foundations and collapsed? Oh, you mean the news earlier in the car? Yeah, I remember, though I was still a kid back then. See, you don't remember after all, huh? That was actually caused by the battle between the magical girls and the monsters, but unfortunately, due to the rules of this world, it was made so the truth behind that event never existed. All memories involving magical girls without fail are rewritten so as not to disrupt the order of this world. Even after saving the world from the monsters and our master returning to their planet, for some reason that one measure still remains. The world will never accept the existence of magical girls. I suppose you could say we're similar to ghosts. For example, if I were to tear his windpipe out right here, the truth would be rewritten as nothing more than a tragic accident. Now this is very different. This is very different than what we've seen, like in, say, a Maho Shoujo site or a Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka. Very, very different. Okay. Is that all the work that the Magical Girls did? Like, this is like post everything. This, in a way, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, in a way, this is kind of similar to Ranger Reject in a way. I gotta spoil Ranger Reject here for a second. If you're not up to date, then that's on you. Because something we found out is that, like, the current generation that, you know, of people living in Ranger Reject didn't know that prior to everything, you know, prior to the events, the Dragon Keeper stuff was, like, legitimately just a TV show. And what they were living in, essentially, is a TV show brought to life. That's what it is. And that's what, and the truth about, like, everything with the Dragon Keepers and stuff like that, it's freaking wild. It is. And we found out recently in Ranger Reject what inspired the Dragon Keepers, like, where it all came from. And my God, it was wild. It was wild, like, the truth behind it. And I'm just thinking to myself, when I see that, when, you know, I'm seeing this here, I'm just like, dude, this is very similar to what we saw in Ranger Reject. It is. And it's also kind of like when she says, I'm going to go back to what she says here. The world will never accept the existence of magical girls. I suppose you could say we're similar to ghosts. It's kind of like it's kind of like fairies. People will never you know, if you've read fae-based mythology stories before, people say what it is that people never accept the existence of supernatural creatures or fae, and because of that, they will always find a way to explain the unexplainable. So they're kind of essentially like ghosts. I see what you're doing here. Okay. Wait, how did that guy with the dreads know you were there then? Those who are prisoner to the magic that's imbued in candy, in other words, addicts, are the only ones who could perceive magical girls. That makes sense to me. I can understand that. I'm surprised that she didn't say like children would be perceptive to it too. You would think it would be because in fae, with fae based mythology, like fiction and stuff like that, what it is that and also just like, you know, like supernatural based mythology in general, it's what it usually is that it's usually children that are able to see them, because children still have like the power of imagination and, you know, that childlike wonder, and because of that they're able to see these things. They still believe in the supernatural, so they could see it. So I'm kind of surprised. And like with addicts, like obviously with junkies I could totally understand it, because fuck, when I was like extreme, oh my god, don't ever do drugs. I do not support, like, I've done really stupid crap in my life. One of them was smoking PCP out of a bong. Don't ever do that. I do not advocate for that. But when I did it, I remember when I was tripping balls, and I was like seeing aliens. It was wild. But that's why I'm like, yeah, like when you're tripping, whether it's like acid and like LSD and shit like that, the majority of these drugs don't do shit to me, okay? So I don't hallucinate or anything like that. But like if you're like junkies in general, like the majority of junkies that are tripping balls and whatnot, they hallucinate. So yeah, to me, like candy aside, if you're a junkie, like you are hallucinating. You more than likely you do hallucinate. So like this does make sense to me. But again, as I said, I'm really surprised that kids are not included in this. Anyways, those who are a prisoner to the magic that's imbued in candy, in other words, addicts, are the only ones who can perceive magical girls. Oh, and anyone I cast my magic on could see me too. Well, that's pretty convenient, huh? If no one can see you, you could get away with all kinds of stuff. Convenient, huh? Do you really think so? To have your family and friends forget you existed, erased from any photos or videos, no written traces of your existence, with no chance at having a career, let alone a real conversation with anyone? That's what it means to be invisible to the world. Now, what this is very much like with Kira in Undead Unluck. That's what that is. We put our lives on the line to save the world, and this is how we're treated. Pretty cruel, don't you think? Oh, I get it. That must be why the manufacturer, we won't let you forget us. That's why they're trying to use candy to change this world into a living hell. It doesn't matter the cost. I want to stop them no matter what. That makes that makes sense. It does. It totally does. It does. This is bad news, Seiya-san. Wait a minute. There was another series that did this not too long ago with magical girls. What is the series called? Oh my god. It was Magical Girl Tsubame, I Will Not Save the World. That series had something similar as well, where they couldn't see the magical girls when they, you know, the girls when they transformed into magical girls, and when one of them disappeared, oh god, what was her name? God, I can't remember off the top of my head. When one of them gave her powers to, you know, the titular character Tsubame, she completely vanished off the face of the earth. No one remembered her, anything. That's what, yeah. Okay. See, I was like, I knew this sounded very familiar. Yeah, we've seen this kind of concept before. This is bad news, Seiya-san. Starting a war with the Jinsei clan? What do you expect me to do about it? It's what the boss decided, but do we even have a shot of winning? We're just a half-assed gang formed out of a theft ring. Just shut up already. You know, you never take shit seriously enough, man. Do you even get it? This could mean life or death for our gang. Well, it's too late to do anything about it now. Besides, Tetsu, now's not the time to be worrying about that. For now, just focus on making sure the girl stays in a good mood. It's open. Come on in. Pardon the intrusion. We're here to... Yeah! Oops, could you get that for me? My hands are a bit full right now. Woo! That is nice. But man, I am not sorry for saying it. I know some people are going to be disturbed by it. I have seen way more disturbing art pieces. I've seen way more disturbing, so this is nothing to me. Your creations are as cutting edge as ever, Mary-san, and sane in every sense of the word. I know, right? And yeah, this is where I'm going to say, yes, this is very much like Magical Spec Ops Asuka. I know, right? I knew you had a good eye for art, Seiya-san. Oh, speaking of which, do you have a new theme for me? Yes, I'd like you to kill these two and make them into a work of art. Here comes a colorful new threat. Okay, so with this, what we're getting here in terms of premise, I feel like as I said, I've seen this before. I mean, we saw this kind of situation happening where the magical girls, they disappear when they are, at least when they transform. And magical girls, Tsubami, I will not save the world. But when they aren't transformed, though, people could still see them. So that's very interesting in this series that literally no one could see them. That this is more of an Akira situation via Undead Unluck, where no one can see them at all. But unlike them, where they use their power and create manga, and they still have a little something in the world, a record of in the world. You don't have that here. You have candy instead. You have drugs instead. And they want to turn the world into a living hell. So yes, I see. And in a way, like it's kind of like Ranger Reject, where Yellow, oh my god, let me make sure I have his name in front of me because it will drive me nuts. Where Kiritani, because Kiritani was struggling. I'm spoiling it. You have to deal with this. Where Kiritani is struggling, as a writer, because he's competing with another writer who's for writing the Dragon Keepers that's better than him. And she's getting more praises. He's struggling with it, and he's trying to figure out what his purpose is, because he has a family and all of that. He's and his wife is one of the dragon priestesses, and he's trying to figure out what to do and trying to figure out the purpose of his life, if it is to be to be good and happy, or to to be dark. It's weird. It's weird. And what he did ultimately was he cloned himself. He made 2 clones of himself, like a white clone. Let me bring it up here, and I'll this will be a better explanation of this, because that's what these magical girls give. That's what both of these magical girls give, is these clones. It's weird. But that's the best explanation I could give. So what he did, he made 2 clones. One of them was you have to live doing only what you think is right, and the other one was was made, and he said for the other one, and you have to live doing only what you want to do. And that's what is going on with these magical girls. And one of them is, it's Hoshina, is doing what she thinks is right. And then what we have here with the where is it? What's her name here? Oh my god, where is her name? Damn it, where is it? Meru. And where we have Meru is basically doing only what she wants to do. And then what Kiritani kind of represents, at least for me in this situation, is the master that, gave them the magical powers, leaving to go back to their planet. Because what Kiritani does after this is, essentially, I'm spoiling it, you have to deal with it, is kill himself. Because this is him, like, what he was dealing with was this inner struggle. He didn't know what the right thing to do was, so he created these clones to figure out what the right thing, how he should have lived his life. So that's what this really does give in a weird, twisted way. Where one of them is living for, you have Hoshina again living for what she thinks is right, and Meru living for what she wants to do. And doing what she wants to do. You can make the argument that they're both doing, you can make the argument that they're doing both, but I really like, the thing that I like is I like this aspect. And yes, it is a yin-yang motif, I know. Goddamn the yin-yang motif. I'm telling you, that's Manga Illuminati. I really do like this aspect that we have here where no one can see the magical girls. Everything has been rewritten. No one can remember them. And no one can see them unless they are high on candy. But the other thing that bothers me, though, the only other thing that bothers me is I just don't like that you don't have the kids being able to remember it. Kind of like a good way of thinking about it. It's kind of like a Fairly Odd Parents kind of thing, where you have the kids remember it, the kids being able to see him, but like after they turn 18 and become an adult, then it's overwritten. Like, because, they're adults and adults don't believe in that kind of shit. Like, if you would have had that kind of element in here, I think that would have worked really well, where the kids remember it, and then when they turn 18, become an adult, forget it. But, like, at the same time, I kind of understand why they didn't go this route as well, because, yeah. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, what you guys think of this chapter. In terms of the writing, I really do like this take. I like why Meru is going down the path she is. As I said, this is very much giving what we're seeing with the Kiritani clones. I really like that. That's why I love Ranger Rejects so much. I really fucking do. The other thing is that I really like the aspect behind the magical girls that no one can see them. It really sucks. It's very much like Undead Unluck, and as I said earlier, it's very much like Undead Unluck in that way. I like that this does take place after the events of the magical girls killing the monsters. It's very much, again, like a Ranger Reject meets a magical girl Spec Ops Asuka kind of situation. I really like that. I think this is very unique in that regard. I really like what we're getting here. I do. Do I think that we still... the thing that's giving me the Black Lagoon twist is like the Yakuza and drug cartel kind of situation. But other than that, yeah, this is very much giving like more so a Ranger Reject situation. A Ranger Reject and a magical girl, Spec Ops, Asuka, and a... magical girl Tsubami won't save the world kind of thing. The only thing I'm asking here is, for the love of God, just do not do clone bullshit. Please, don't do clone bullshit and I will be happy. I'm tired of seeing clones. Oh my god, I do not need any more clones in series. That has been like the bane of my existence lately. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below what you guys think. And remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. Love what we're doing and want to help keep this operation alive and kicking so we can keep bringing you more Magical Girl and Narco Wars content. A few ways you could do that. Donate to our Cash App, PayPal, Patreon. Purchase something off our Amazon wishlist. All that's in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow us on Twitter, Twitch, Discord. Friend us on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. Till next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later. Bye.